Joined now by Nancy Northup. She's the president and the CEO for the Center for Reproductive Rights. Nancy, good morning to you. Thank you for being with us. I'm trying to get a sense for my viewers about where we are when they woke up this morning. Some say this is something to celebrate. Others say we were rolling backwards and we've just stopped rolling for the moment.
Well, let me just start with, I certainly am hugely relieved, was last night, woke up this morning, still hugely relieved that at least for the next, 6 weeks, 2 months, we're going to be able to have medication abortion, mifepristone, available as it was before this litigation was filed, as it has been. That's really important. It's important for patients across the country right now. So that is the good news part of it, and there should be relief there. But as you point out, we're not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. We shouldn't have ever been here to begin with. This lawsuit, manufactured, organization founded in Amarillo just to get this judge in Texas that they knew would rule with them, should have been thrown out at the outset. So, it's troubling that we're going to go through this whole, appeals process at the Fifth Circuit. Depending on which 3 judges end up on that panel, either we will have a sane decision that throws this out, or we'll be back in this world of false facts being promoted. And really, this case shouldn't be here to begin with. So
a lot of people like you with whom I've spoken have said they expect it will go back to the Supreme Court. We didn't get much from the Supreme Court. It was a 4-page decision, not detailed at all. We just know from 2 of the justices because they said they dissented, Alito and Thomas. What's your sense, if you were to read the tea leaves, what's going on? Because this is going to likely end up back at the Supreme Court.
Well, I've given up long ago trying to read the tea leaves of this Supreme Court. But what your viewers should just recognize is that this is a very different world from the world of overturning Roe versus Wade, which is a constitutional decision, wrong-headed, but that was a constitutional case. This is about how a specific expert agency, the Food and Drug Administration, which is given great deference and should be for its scientific expertise. This is just about administrative law and the rules around administrative law, and whether or not when an agency, here the FDA, makes a decision, is it arbitrary and capricious? That's what they have to show. And there's no way this was arbitrary and capricious 23 years ago. They had the science, they had the evidence, and then that's only gotten stronger in the 23 years since, as 5 million women have used medication abortion, as more studies has come out, as the World Health Organization has found it to be an essential drug. So it's a very different world from overturning Roe versus Wade. And any judge that looks at this, as they should, under the law of administrative law, it has no merit.
Let's talk a little about what the solution looks like to this. The president last night said the solution is going to be Americans electing a Congress that will codify the rights that we thought we held in under Roe v. Wade. Is that your view?
Well, we do need to have the Women's Health Protection Act, which has been introduced in the House and the Senate, passed the House twice last year, has the votes in the Senate, with the exception of the filibuster. We do need that enacted so that we could restore the right to abortion in every single state in the United States and in District of Columbia, where it is available now. We could do that with the Women's Health Protection Act. There need to be members of Congress willing to do that. And people are realizing now, since the reversal of Roe, that Congress does have the power to fix this.
How do people like you square the idea that a majority of Americans believe that access to abortion should be legal, which is a very different question than whether or not you like abortion? That's not a relevant question. I don't like getting my appendix out either, but the right to get that done is something that we need to preserve. How do you square the idea that most Americans do not want these restrictions? They have demonstrated that in midterm elections. They've demonstrated it in 5 ballot measures. They've demonstrated it in Wisconsin, and yet there are not the votes in Congress or in the Senate to get this done.
Well, it's just going to be a matter of time, and it's going to be a matter of the vast majority of Americans who support abortion rights, making that support visible. And what we're seeing is it's a fast-changing environment. You look at this case on mifepristone, we had major pharmaceutical companies coming in and not just saying, let's make the regulatory process upheld here, but actually also weighing in on the fact that the approval of mifepristone itself was valid. So we're going to see a lot of different actors starting to come into this. The AFL-CIO supports the Women's Health Protection Act. That endorsement just came in when it was reintroduced. So it's a changing environment, and the vast majority of the public needs to make that support visible, and we'll get it done.
What's your sense of the fact, your distinction about the administrative state, or the administrative part of this decision-making by the Supreme Court is crucial here, because others would have you believe that it's not an overreach by the FDA or an egregious error by the FDA, that it's a dangerous drug.
Oh, right. It's not whatsoever. It has been proven again and again to be safe and effective. What I'm hoping is getting through, while there's the spotlight on this, is now more Americans understand that medication abortion is a safe and effective method of ending a pregnancy. And right now it can be done by telehealth with a healthcare provider. And so it's really important that people understand just how available this is, because it is the method of choice by most people in the United States who decide to terminate a pregnancy.
Nancy, good to see you. Thank you, as always. Nancy Northup is the president and the CEO of the Center for Reproductive Rights.